Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is going to be all about this 2003 F7's secondary clutch. I've got an issue going on where I'm hitting a glass ceiling at 6,500 to 7,000 RPMs. And a common issue from what I've been reading online with the F7s that get to be high mileage would be the wearing of the secondary clutch, quote, bearings, providing the clutch to be inefficient slash hanging up, and therefore limiting top speed, RPMs, making the sled run not so hot on the top end. So those parts look something like this. This is an existing one that I just took out. Their whole purpose in life is to serve as a wearable item, kind of like the slides in your rear skid frame. And these, there's two of them that are located in the secondary clutch. Here's your cat part number, 0648-009. Again, there's two of them for your secondary. Basically installed on the two extreme ends of the clutch. This one's the, what I call the outermost, as well as the innermost. They spend their entire life riding up and down on the interior shaft of your secondary. And the concept is, over time they get worn. So what you're going to have is you're going to have slop in your sheaves, which, as you can imagine, just is a total thief for efficiency. So all we want that thing to do is ride in a constant plane up and down. And none of this stuff going on. That's just chatter, especially at speed. That's just going to be a nightmare to try and overcome. So, lift these out. So that's the shaft that they ride on. And you can kind of see, now this sled has 5,000 some miles on it. So you can kind of see a wear pattern in there, where you can see, it's almost like a helix going on, that wear pattern, where it's going up, but it's winding at the same time. Kind of just like the secondary clutch operates. It twists and spreads. And so basically, over the bajillion times it's moved in its life, through all the RPMs and all the miles over the years, you can imagine this surface becomes worn. So what we're going to do is we're going to, now, what a guy really should do is take this and get it pressed off. I have to kind of cowboy it here because, well, a press is on my wish list, but it has not been purchased yet. But anyway, press this guy off, and then you take your new one and you press it on, with the hopes that the new one rides more efficiently on the shaft, gets rid of the wobble, and makes this clutch more true and efficient. So once you have that assembly all put back together, all that power gets transferred right to the track, makes more speed, makes RPM, and you just have a better performing sled. So you can kind of see with this new one pressed in here. Now guys, for the video, this does not go here, but for demonstration purposes, you can see how smooth this one goes up and down. That's what we're after. So basically that sheave is where this guy will be in real life assembly, but just for demonstration purposes, this is what we're after. Not a lot of wiggle. So we'll get these replaced, and that'll be a good start. But since we're digging into this guy, another item we're going to show you here is on your outside assembly. You should also check your rollers. So what I'm going to show you is that, again, 5,000 some miles on the sled. See how much slop there is on this thing? That's not correct. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That thing should roll just like a wheel on your car. There shouldn't be any jumping going on. So you're going to want to check all these. This one's a little better. That one's probably the best one. But 5,000 some miles, one shot. If one shot, they're pretty much all shot. You got one guy that fails and a team of three, they're just all going to suck. So What we're going to do is replace these as well. I'm going to see if I've got any in my spare parts bin. If not, I'll get them ordered. But that in conjunction with making sure you have a fresh spring in this is a brand new spring. It's maybe got 2 miles on it just for me riding this thing out in the ditch, testing it a little bit. You're going to want to make sure that that guy is new. These guys exercise quite a bit, especially if you have a high mileage sled. And just overall inspection. Just make sure you guys looking for cracks on these. See any hairline cracks, get rid of it. Inspect all of them. And also, you're going to want to check your helix too. Now this is the surface that these rollers spend their entire life on. So you're going to want to make sure that they're smooth, there's no gouges. And even in the right light, you can kind of see how this one has a wear pattern on it. And you see how the wear pattern is favoring the outside edge of this arm? That might have been the one roller that was all legged out. So just go through, make sure, see this one's, it's a little better, but you can see it's favoring that outside. So that might mean that this clutch is rocking off kilter when it's fully engaged, which is not good. So just another item to check. Also, before you disassemble the clutch, I'm a big fan of permanent marker. What I do, I just draw a line through all components of the clutch. So when I assemble it back together, I want to make sure all these lines stack. So they're all at 12 o'clock noon, if that makes sense. And then on this guy, there should be a permanent mark somewhere in the, right here, and in the outer sheave. Because if you're like me, you get excited, forget things, and that's not fun when you go put it back together. So that's all I got for this one, guys. Still on the hunt for making this thing sing. We're getting closer, and it's Friday night. We got the garage going on. My wife's inside watching her TV shows. I'm outside here playing. Life is good. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and more to come.